games, the much-anticipated Western Conference Final between the San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder have lived up to all the hype. San Antonio took the fight to Oklahoma City on the road in Game 1 and won in double overtime behind the historic performance of Victor Wembanyama. But the reigning NBA champions certainly were never going to go out without a fight and defended their home court in Game number 2. So now the series lead is on the line as the series shifts to Texas. It's the Thunder and the Spurs in Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. And hello one and all, I'm Matthew Owens and welcome to San Antonio. Thanks for having us in for Game 3 of the Western Conference Final, Oklahoma City and San Antonio. As mentioned, there were so many high expectations coming into this series. It's really the Western Conference Final that everyone wanted to see ever since the season started. And very few times in sports have we gotten series or games like this that's hyped this much and it's able to live up to the hype. Now, granted, it's just 2 games, and this is a best-of-7 series, of course. But so far, it has given us everything we could possibly want it to have given us. Victor Wembanyama has been special. The Thunder have showed that championship resolve that got them the trophy last year. But now there's going to have to be some real gritty play from both of these teams. First off, because it is a 1-1 series, it's a best-of-5 now. So the margin of error is much smaller for both of these teams moving forward, but also because there are major injury concerns on both sides of the ball now. Of course, De'Aaron Fox has not played so far in this series for San Antonio, still dealing with that high ankle sprain on his right foot, but also a new injury emerged in Game 2 of this series. Dylan Harper, the spectacular rookie that had an amazing Game 1, he suffered a right adductor injury in Game number 2. Meanwhile, on the Oklahoma City side, another injury to one of their superstars, Jalen Williams, who only played 33 games in the regular year. He dealt with hamstring injuries, he dealt with a wrist injury. Well, now it's the left hamstring that's giving him a problem. It's been giving him a problem ever since the first round against Phoenix. He's re-aggravated it in Game 2. He only played 7 minutes of that Game 2 on Wednesday. So now the injury report plays an enormous part, not only in tonight's Game 3, but for the rest of the series. But we hope for a lot more excitement, a lot more electrifying play that we've gotten through the first 2 games as the series shifts to San Antonio, and we are ready to go from the Frost Bank Center. The Thunder and the Spurs meeting up yet again. 5 times they met up in the regular season. Here's Game 3 of the Western Conference Final that has been so spectacular. And 2 of the main storylines of the series, Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, are set to meet up at dead center for the opening tip, and Game 3 is underway. San Antonio controls the tip. De'Aaron Fox, as mentioned, missed the first 2 games of this series. He returns tonight, dealing with that high ankle sprain. He feeds it up top. Stephon Castle to the right elbow, to the outside for Fox, who gets going downhill with a drive in from the left, and his lefty layup is good off glass. So Fox looks good straight away. His first action of the series is a driving layup. Oklahoma City on the offensive end with A.J. Mitchell skipping his way to the left elbow. Wrapped back to the perimeter. Holmgren puts it on the deck. He drives inside, and his pull-up jumper was partially blocked by Devin Vassell, and it's San Antonio away with the ball again. Victor Wembanyama up the top of the key with Isaiah Hartenstein on him defensively. That was the major switch defensively for Oklahoma City in Game 2. Wembanyama gives it up. Champagnie out of the right corner. Back to Wemby. And a step back 3 from straight away splashes down. And the Spurs crowd are in it straight away. First 5 belong to the home team. Here's Mitchell slithering his way into the paint, comes out short corner right. Fox follows him defensively. Mitchell, right-handed dribble up the baseline. Fox was able to poke it away in the corner. Wembanyama saves it and throws it up in the air, and Fox claims. In transition, feeds left corner. Champagny head fake, up for three, and it won't go. Castle with an offensive rebound. Up for the putback, it won't go, but he draws a foul. And what a start right out of the gates here for the Spurs. Well, already they've gotten a lot of what they wanted straight away in this game. Fox showing off that he still has a high gear in his first game back since the ankle injury. Wembanyama with a three. And playing good defense as well as Stephon Castle at the free throw line knocks down his first. 6-0 start for the Spurs. Castle, of course, the defending Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year has come from this Spurs team each of the last two seasons. Castle ranked 6th in the league in assists. Second free throw is good. He's hit 2. And it's a 7-0 Spurs lead. And here's Oklahoma City into the front court with Luguentz Dort. Directs it to his right on the perimeter. Hartenstein hands it off. And on the outside, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets bumped and fouled on the floor by Castle. SGA has done a lot of scoring to start this series, albeit he hasn't shot the ball well, just 40% from the field. He's averaging 24 field goals attempted across the first two games of the series. Inbound far side front court. Hartenstein shovels it to Mitchell. He gets going downhill. Pulls up left lane line. Mid-range jumper misses off the heel. And it's rebounded by Vassell. And here comes San Antonio. Vassell comes up and chucks a three straight on. And he hits it. It's a 10-0 burst out of the gate for San Antonio. A timeout taken by Mark Daignault and the Thunder. What a super Spurs start as Vassell comes right down the floor, finds a spot at the head of the key, and launches and knocks it down, and the Spurs aren't waiting around for any crack of thunder tonight. Spectacular start for San Antonio, and a quick timeout taken by the Thunder. And Mark Daignault, their 40-year-old head coach from Leominster, Massachusetts, who has been calm and collected as this whole team has been, not only in this series, but also throughout the entire playoff run. Of course, the Game 1 loss was their first loss of the postseason. For it to happen on their home floor was a surprise to many. But they've been awfully good on the road this season. 30-10 road record for the Thunder this year. Part of their 64-18 overall mark. But San Antonio was spectacular defending their home floor, winning 32 of 40 at home. A part of their 62-20 season. Western Conference finalist for the 14th time, San Antonio. As out of this timeout, Thunder will inbound it. Down 10 straight away here. So Thunder on the inbound. From our right to our left, A.J. Mitchell darts into the front court. Bounces it to his right. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander squeezes by Castle, gets to the foul line, slithers into the rim, banks it up on the run, no. Back tap by Hartenstein, controlled by Holmgren, and a reset for Mitchell, who turns it to his left. Dort drives in from the left, tried to dump it off underneath, it's stolen. Wembanyama pushing it back the other way in transition, it's Fox to the rim, and he lays it in, and the first dozen belong to the Spurs. Wembanyama leading the break and getting the assist. San Antonio's 4 of their first 5. Pull-up foul line jumper. SGA was blocked by Castle. Spurs the other way. Castle dribbles left. Feeds the corner. Champagny fakes the 3. Kicks it out up top. Vassell takes the 3 and makes it. 15 in a row to start the game for San Antonio. And this place is rocking early. Hartenstein at the other end, top of the key, shoveled back. Holmgren took a look at the basket. Hartenstein sets the screen. Holmgren leaps to his left, tried to play it back to SGA, knocked away by Castle. Gilgeous-Alexander the recovery, right to the foul line, and Hartenstein's lefty floater was blocked, and it's a shot clock violation. San Antonio was hoping to get out in transition, but there was not a complete change of possession before the shot clock hit 0, so it's a 24-second violation. And this Spurs defense, tough as nails here to start. Trying to extend what is an early 15-0 lead. Here come the Spurs into the front court. Castle moves right wing, feeds it up top. Wembanyama gives it up. Vassell, foul line, pull-up jumper off the heel. Rebound snatched by Caruso, and here comes Oklahoma City looking for their first points. We played nearly 3.5 minutes. SGA up high, drifts to his left. Wembanyama hedged. It's flipped to the top of the key. Dort drives in, right elbow, right back around Caruso, lines up a right wing three. That skitters off the cup, no good. Rebounded by Champagnie. Outletted for Castle. 6 misses in a row for OKC. Castle in the lane, kicks left corner, 3, launch Vassell. Off the side of the rim, no. Hartenstein darts the outlet for SGA, who turns on the accelerator. Wrapped it up top. Dort fakes the 3, attacks the closeout, feeds Hartenstein. Foul line floater is good with the left, and Oklahoma City finally their first basket. Missed their first 6 from the field and went scoreless for nearly 4 full minutes. Spurs back the other way. Wembanyama pins down a screen, gives to Fox, who drives right down the middle, and he gets to the rim unimpeded and lays it in. Fox with 3 of San Antonio's first few field goals. Caruso with a pull-up right baseline jumper, and that's silky smooth. Caruso, who had the enormous Game 1, and he's been terrific to start the series. Here's Fox to set the offense. Vassell screens. Now a double screen comes from Wembanyama, but Fox's pass cross-court into the near corner is stolen by Caruso. It was intended for Champagnie. And then Champagnie ripped it away from Caruso, who had already reached the front court. Champagnie in transition to the rim. Lays it up, and it swirls around the rim and drops down. Spurs lead extends. And they've held Oklahoma City to just 2 of 8 shooting and 4 points through the first 5 minutes. Here's A.J. Mitchell shouldering his way in. Tried to toss it into the far corner for Caruso. Knocked out of bounds by Vassell. Possession will stay with San Antonio. The shot clock at 11. What an amazing start here on the road. Here at home, rather, for San Antonio. Mention how great they were at home this season. 32-8. Fox gets a well-earned breather after his first action in the series, and boy, it's been productive on both ends. Jalen Williams, J-Will, into the game for Oklahoma City. J-Dub out tonight with that left hamstring injury. Inbounded far right corner. SGA, cross-court feed Wallace. Extra feed up top. 3, launch straight away. Comes up short for Jared McCain. Long rebound back to him. Now SGA right elbow. Back out Wallace. Lines up a left arc 3, and that goes down. And the first 3 of the game goes down for Oklahoma City, and it's Cason Wallace, third-year player out of Kentucky, that has played 25-plus minutes in each of the first 2 games of this series. Straight on 3 here. Misses too strong Vassell. McCain, the defensive rebound for the Thunder. Up comes Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Crossover dribble on Harper. Puts his back to him on the right elbow. SGA turns, looking to create space. Draws a double. He slips and falls. Gets it away to Caruso on the right arc. His 3 bounces around the rim and gets a soft shooter's touch, and it drops in for 3. And now Mitch Johnson wants a San Antonio timeout. Nearing the midway point of the first quarter here. San Antonio with a 15-0 start out of the gates and a 19-10 lead here as we play middle portions of the first quarter. So the Thunder looks as if they've been able to settle down after the Spurs' screaming start. And it's now a 9-point margin after the Spurs had built up an early 15-point lead. Timeout on the floor. Well, so far through 2 games, most of this series has been played inside a tight window, with neither team really building up that big of a lead. But right out of the gates tonight, a 15-0 San Antonio lead, now 19-10. And coming out of the Mitch Johnson timeout, we will get back to action here, Game 3 of this Western Conference Final. Series lead on the line tonight, with the series even at a game apiece after the first 2 games in Oklahoma, as the Spurs bring it up the floor with Stephon Castle. High screen comes. Castle zigzags his way into the lane, tries to shoulder his way in on Wallace. Caruso comes to double. Castle twisting and turning, kicks it back outside. Left wing Keldon Johnson tried to put it on the deck and drive his way inside, and he turns it over. So it'll belong to Oklahoma City. And here come the Thunder back up the floor. Wallace into the front court. Feeds it right. SGA drives, stops right elbow, wraps it up top. Caruso's left alone, top of the key. 3 skips off the cup, no good. Johnson picks up the rebound. Thunder had made 4 of their last 5 after an 0-for-6 start. Prior to that miss, here's Harper. His right corner jumper for 3, no good. And the rebound tapped around comes to J. Will. And here come the Thunder again. Caruso brings it up, feeds J. Will top of the arc, directs traffic as he holds the ball in his right hand, directs a bounce pass. SGA drives, kicks it out right corner, free to fire for 3. McCain missed it strong, tapped back to the outside. Wallace back to J. Will top of the key, and his 3 is silky smooth. J. Will drains the triple as they got a second chance at it. Off the back tap, offensive rebound. And all of a sudden, a 13-4 Oklahoma City run. Here's Castle in the lane, throwing up a lob, and Luke Cornett is able to volleyball tap it in over the top of the Thunder defense. SGA the other way, peels through inside, kicks it up top. J. Will will try again, and he hits again. A 3-pointer up high. J. Will with 2 in a row. 12-2, Thunder run. Harper gets to the right elbow, climbs right, blocks, gets to the rim, scoops it up from a sharp angle underneath the cylinder, wouldn't go. Rebound J. Will, outlet at SGA, charging into the lane, kick right corner. McCain thought about the 3, instead popped it out Caruso. Now Wallace splits through 2, goes to the rim, and draws a foul on Keldon Johnson, who Wallace got a step on. So as you did hear, Dylan Harper is into the game for the first time tonight here for San Antonio. He came in questionable with that right adductor injury that came on Wednesday night's Game 2. Cason Wallace to the free throw line, 81% for the season. First one is around the rim and out. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter here. You're just twisting us in. Spurs came out of the gates boiling hot and led 15-0. Since then, a 16-6 Oklahoma City run has brought the deficit down marginally as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander heads to the bench for the first time to get a breather. Wallace able to hit the second free throw and go 1 out of 2. Castle brings it up the floor, averaging 20 a game in this postseason, along with 5 rebounds and over 6.5 assists. Gets to the right elbow, rips a pass into the left corner. Johnson catches and fires away and hits a 3-pointer. Keldon Johnson, first round pick by the Spurs in 2019. San Antonio with a 4-for-8 start from beyond the arc. Here's Jared McCain on the deck. Pull-up jumper from just inside the foul line goes down for 2. McCain in the mid-range, knocks it down. Wembanyama back at the scorer's table to check in at the next whistle. Johnson flings it right on the perimeter. Castle drives inside through traffic, tried to hoist it up in deep. Holmgren got a full hand to it to swat it out of bounds. It'll stay with San Antonio, and that'll allow Wembanyama to come back in along with Fox. Wembanyama, obviously, it's taken the world by storm the last couple of seasons, but just in the 2 games in this series alone, everyone just oohing and awing over everything that he does. A.J. Mitchell back in for Oklahoma City. Harper will throw in. Holds the ball over his head, tosses it in, just caught on outside the right elbow by Wembanyama against Holmgren, turns hands off Harper, feeds it left on the wing, three launched by Fox, came up short, rebound Oklahoma City. Mitchell the other direction despite not having numbers, hits the brakes, toss back to the top, McCain, jab step, slips against Harper to the left elbow, toss back outside Holmgren, return for McCain, driving downhill to the rim, righty layup won't go on the move, rebound Wembanyama, forced ahead for Fox, slipped into the left corner, Johnson's free to fire on a three, around the rim, no. Vassell tried to fly up and dunk the putback, but he didn't get full control of the ball. It slips out of his hands and out of the scramble for the loose ball. We've got a foul going against San Antonio. So foul on the Spurs, just north of 3 minutes to go first quarter. 24-19 lead for the Spurs after they led early by 15. Oklahoma City back into the offensive end. Mitchell dribbled his way to the left elbow, backpedals back outside, and we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball going against the Spurs right here. That's the fourth team foul on San Antonio. It was Fox on the baseline wrestling with Holmgren, and Holmgren ends up drawing the foul. Inbound will come from underneath. And now Mitchell gets it off the top of the arc. Cuts to his left, and another whistle comes in here, and a foul on the floor going against the San Antonio rookie Carter Bryant. And that will get the Thunder to the free throw line now. As I mentioned, that last foul was number 4. This one is 5, and free throws for Holmgren now. So Holmgren draws 2 fouls in just a matter of seconds. And the big man from Gonzaga will get to the free throw line where he shot 79% this year, and that first one misses off back iron. Holmgren with just 8 points in that opener in this series, 13 on Wednesday night in Game 2. Only averaging 10.5 a game in the series. Second free throw is good. He goes 1 out of 2. He's averaging 17 a game in the postseason. San Antonio across the timing line. Fox puts his head down, drives up the middle, kicks right corner. Bryant drifts to the elbow, flings it into the left corner. 3 launched by Johnson, too strong. Rebound OKC, and here come the Thunder again. Wallace sets the offense. Near left corner. Flipped it up top. J-Will, a feed into the far corner. Mitchell's open. His 3 clatters off the rim, no good. Rebound down to San Antonio and Champagny. Outlet up the far side of the floor. Fox bounced it across Champagny. Now Wembanyama straddling the arc on right wing. Jab step and a crossover on Holmgren. Feeds the left wing. Fox fakes the 3, now throws it up there and swishes it down. De'Aaron Fox snaps the net from downtown. And he's got 9 quick points in his Western Conference final debut. Wallace skips in from the right. Fed the top of the arc for Holmgren. Directed on to Mitchell. In from the left on a downhill drive. And with the left hand, he puts it up and in off glass. Soft touch off the window. Wembanyama brings the ball up the floor. Goes between the legs on the dribble. Tosses it to Champagny off left wing. Entry feed Wembanyama. Catches left elbow. Turns and faces Holmgren. Goes in at him and lost the ball. J-Will the steal. Then he snapped it ahead in transition. McCain Euros his way to the rim against Bryant, the rookie. And McCain scores. 3-point game with 1.5 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Fox zigging and zagging. Wrapped it up top, Johnson, directed right wing. Champagny got behind McCain, throws up the 3, around the rim, no. Flying in for an offensive rebound, Johnson. Pitch back to the outside, Fox. Now Champagny drives to the foul line. Speared along for a drive in by Johnson, and off with the right hand. The layup rolls off the right side of the rim. J-Will snatches the rebound, launched ahead in transition. Mitchell in the lane through traffic, tried to toss it to the point. It's stolen by Bryant. 3-on-1 San Antonio. Johnson in transition, lobs it up. Bryant couldn't catch it clean, but then was able to tap it back to Wembanyama, trailing, who goes up and draws a whistle. Wembanyama ends up on the deck after the fact. Champagny and Bryant will help him up. And Wembanyama smacked on the arm there by J. Will. Well, like Holmgren did get all ball, but J. Will going up for it as well, got the arm of Wembanyama. So to the line will go the French phenom that has captured the imaginations of everyone as his first free throw pops out. And of course, you know, the overwhelming sentiment watching these first two games of this series, a lot has been from a lot of people, how in the wide world of sports is anyone in the Western Conference going to get back to a Western Conference final other than these two teams? Because everyone just looks at these two teams and thinks, oh my gosh, these are going to be monsters for the next decade plus. Wembanyama's second free throw is good. He goes 1 out of 2. Under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Hartenstein is back in for the Thunder. SGA brings it into the offensive end of the floor. Hartenstein flashes out for a screen. SGA on the drive, pulls up right elbow, gives it up right corner, and J. Will, who has hit threes already in this quarter, a couple of them, misses that one, rebounded by Vassell, turned ahead in transition for Fox, who waves Wembanyama over. He sets a spiraling screen. Fox then directs it to him, left wing and up for three. Wembanyama nails it. 7-point Spurs lead. Got the 2-for-1 in as well there. Here's SGA into the front court. Vassell picks him up. SGA pull-up jumper right elbow. Off the glass, no. Rebound tapped around. Out of bounds. It's going to stay with Oklahoma City. And the Spurs bench erupted when that signal was made. And I think they want a challenge, but then J. Will started walking away with the index finger in the air, acting as if he wanted a challenge. And now I think they have corrected the call on the floor, and they've given it to San Antonio. Got 21 seconds left here in this first quarter. Say hi to everyone in the comments, by the way. Plug NBA NHL is here. Good friend Christian Malley, good friend Pierre Moss. They're all with us here in the chat section, and I think now we are going to get a review. So it looks like we might be heading to the monitor for the first time tonight. We know how much we love monitor reviews around here. Looks as if we're going to have a verdict here from our first review of the night.
To determine that prior to the out of bounds being last touched by Oklahoma City, Wembanyama illegally contacts and holds the arm of Williams, preventing him from securing the rebound. Therefore, this is a successful challenge. Approximate foul will be assigned to Wembanyama. Williams will shoot penalty for 2 free throws. Oklahoma City gets their timeout back, and they have an additional challenge.
You hear the reaction of the Thunder fans. Officiating has been talked about a lot, just in general, when Oklahoma City is involved in the conversation. And they retroactively put a foul on Wembanyama here. So J. Will at the free throw line did put an extra second on the clock too, apparently. And Jay Will's first free throw is good. 21.5 to go in this first quarter. Spurs were up 15-0. Since then, Thunder on a 25-16 spurt, if you will, to cut into it. And Jay Will knocks down the second free throw. Shot clock is off, and the Spurs bring it up the floor from our left to our right. Black uniforms, white numbers, silver trim for San Antonio, and it's Fox making his series debut, dribbling it into the front court with Wallace picking him up defensively inside of 10 to go. Directed off for Vassell. Centered ball, Wembanyama. Top of the arc with Caruso defending. Wembanyama will go at him in the lane. Tosses it up wildly. It won't go, and ball ends up going out of bounds with a 1/10 of a second on the clock. Okay. Even our clock had a hard time keeping up with that. So a 1/10 of a second left. Wembanyama collided into Jay Will, who was trying to draw the charge. They'll just inbound it, and that ends the first quarter. San Antonio with a 5-point lead going to the second frame of Game 3. Well, getting exactly what we've gotten to start this series, and that is high-level basketball. Second quarter around the horn. Commissioner of the league, Adam Silver, in the building tonight, taking in Game 3 of this Western Conference Final. First quarter in the books, and you can see the score. San Antonio leading the whole way of that first quarter, and a scoreless first quarter for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which we are being told is just the second time he's been held scoreless in the first quarter of a game in the last 4 seasons. For the back-to-back NBA MVP. Thunder inbound the ball. Second quarter underway, and here is SGA chiseling his way against the body of Steph Castle into the front court. Gets around him. Zigzags into the lane. Castle tried to punch it out. Instead, it's kicked up top, and Holmgren lets a 3 fly, and he pours it in from long range. Chet Holmgren with a 3, and this is a 2-point game, the closest it has been since De'Aaron Fox scored the game's first basket and made it 2-0. Here is Fox with the ball outside left. Wembanyama screens. Fox tries to work his way in, kicks it up top. Champagnie at the head of the key, directs it Wembanyama. Two-handed pass left corner. Fox a contested three over Holmgren, missed short. Rebound J-Will, outlet at SGA. Left side of the floor in a controlled tempo. Picked up by Castle, screened by Holmgren. They blitz SGA with a double. Now it's Champagnie who stays on him. Bounce pass to his right. Gets it on a quick return from J-Will. On the midcourt logo, Carter Bryant switches on to SGA, who's held it on to it this whole possession. And he'll hoist up a three from straight away and knock it down. And it's back-to-back threes from the Thunder to start the second quarter, and they have their first lead of the night. Dribbling across the lane from right to left goes the rookie Bryant, and J-Will just takes it right out of his hands. SGA feeds Holmgren. Slips his way to the foul line, then back to the outside. SGA, blow-by drive on Champagnie. Drive and kick. Wallace, extra feed. Dort, off right wing, bounces it to Williams straight away. Now it's Dort again to SGA. Champagnie on him. Timer at 5. SGA one-handed pass left wing. Williams up for three, and he drops that one down, and it's a third consecutive Thunder three to start the second quarter. J-Will's already got 3 threes. Fox cross-court Castle, directed right corner. Bryant rises up for a three of his own, and the rookie out of Arizona sinks it. Stops a Thunder run that in a blink of an eye to start this quarter was 9-0. 1 point game. Thunder bench has been outscoring the San Antonio bench by a large margin in this series, and to start this game, it's 24-8. Here's J-Will out of the left corner, stepping inside the arc with a jumper for two, misses out of the short corner, rebound to Castle, pushed ahead for Fox. Fox zigzags his way in, right down the middle of the lane, puts it up while stopping on a dime and then hanging in the air, and he drops it in off the front of the rim. Fox with yet another basket. He's 5 of 7 from the field here. Here's SGA squeezing out wide to his right. Drops it underneath the cylinder. J-Will makes the catch, goes up and scores unimpeded. The lead seesaws back and forth as it's been for so much of this series. Here's Castle. Shot puts a ball to the left corner. Fox, return for Castle. Straight away three is good. Steph Castle lashes it down a three. 8 threes already for San Antonio, 7 for Oklahoma City, as they're falling from every which angle right now. Bryant squares up on SGA defensively, who steps back on the left wing of the three that may have been partially blocked. It hit nothing on the rim. Wallace got it back at the foul line and then just threw the ball up to the heavens, hoping someone on the end of it would dunk it down, and Holmgren did. Wembanyama attacking Holmgren at the other end, curls a pass underneath Bryant, kicked it out Fox. Extra feed Castle, he's open right corner. Three skids off the left side of the rim, no good, and the rebound slips out of the hands of Champagnie and goes out of bounds to the Thunder. 39-39 here, early second quarter. And as I said earlier, getting everything we've gotten in the first 2 games of this series here to start game 3, just high-level basketball. Thunder will inbound it here. Wallace does for McCain, who's back in. McCain, another one of those players off the bench that scored a lot in the first quarter. Here's SGA out wide to his right, left-handed dribble. He gets going downhill to the elbow, climbs the blocks, creates space. Fadeaway jumper over Castle is pure. I mean, almost falling all the way down when he lets that shot go. Scoreless in the first quarter. SGA's got 5 here early in the second. Up top is Harper at the other end. Feeds Harrison Barnes on the bounce. He straddles the arc on the right side of the floor. McCain defending. Shot over to the rookie Bryant. Off left elbow. Cross-court Castle. Feeds right corner. Up for 3. Barnes, no. Offensive rebound. Harper back up to the rim. Lays it in for 2. The rookie Harper ties the score at 41. 7:40 left here in quarter number 2. Wallace at the other end had it poked away. He goes down to the floor to regain possession after Harper's theft attempt. It got to Holmgren from the foul line. Wrapped back up top. Wallace puts it on the deck. Pulls up with a left elbow jumper. Clanks off the rim. No good. Rebound taken by Bryant. Carter Bryant the other way. Spoon feeds Wembanyama. Off right arc. Holmgren defends. Wembanyama on the deck, exploding into the lane. Takes a bump and draws a foul on the floor, I think. No, they are going to call it in the act of shooting. It'll be 2 at the line for Wembanyama. So Wembanyama will go to the stripe here. mentioned how incredible of a gulf there has been in the first two games of this series with bench scoring, as Wembanyama misses the first free throw. Gilgeous-Alexander will head back to the bench. Thunder bench had outscored the Spurs bench in the first two games of this series 107-28. I mean, that is just a massive, massive number. That's an average of 54-14. And already here tonight, Thunder's bench outscoring San Antonio's 26-8. 19 of their first 24 points was from bench players. Wembanyama able to hit the second free throw and go 1 out of 2. Alex Caruso crosses the timing line and tosses over to the right wing for Hartenstein. Holds by his left hip. McCain comes over for the ball. McCain, one of those bench players, pops a jumper from the left lane line and hits it on a fadeaway. McCain scores 2 more. 5 minutes gone, second period. Now 28 bench points for the Thunder in less than a quarter and a half. Here's Vassell. Pitched up top. Harper feeds Castle, who tried to lob it inside for Wembanyama, backing in and trying to get positioning on Holmgren, and the foul is called against Holmgren on the floor. Timeout on the floor. Game 3, a good one, through about a quarter and a half. Back here on this Friday night. Glad to have you with us wherever you are joining us from. Obviously, it is an enormous weekend here on the channel. Tomorrow night we'll have Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. That's tomorrow night at 8. Sunday, if the weather allows us, obviously a huge day of racing with the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500 coming your way Sunday, followed by the NASCAR Coca-Cola World 600 at Charlotte. Obviously racing, and particularly NASCAR, a huge part of this channel, and it has been the last 24 hours, well, a little bit more than that now, of time in the NASCAR world has just been extremely, extremely hard, heartbreaking, devastating. You likely have heard, if you follow NASCAR or just follow really all of sports, the tragic passing of Kyle Busch, two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. It's just hard to wrap your mind around even 24 hours after getting the initial word of it. And we will certainly pay tribute and honor the life and legacy of Kyle Busch on Sunday when we come on the air for 2 races, Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, which he was a former winner of, and the Indianapolis 500, which there was so much talk in the past of him wanting to run and wanting to attempt the double one day. And boy, would he have ever been great at that. Harrison Barnes to inbound near side front court, back underway on a trigger in for Harper. Picked up defensively by Mitchell. Fastball pass inside. Wembanyama spins left on Hartenstein. Goes up, can't lay it in. Barnes got an offensive rebound and then got pulled on his way back up. Foul is, I think, going to be on the floor. We'll see if they send Barnes to the free throw line or not. Mitch Johnson is certainly signaling as if that should be 2 free throws, but they do call it on the floor. Inbound comes up high for Castle. Wembanyama sets a screen against Mitchell. Castle top of the arc, feeds it right. Vassell. Return for Castle now to Wembanyama, top of the circle, and he got hit on the catch by Hartenstein. And Hartenstein picks up that foul. As I said, officiating always a conversation when Oklahoma City is involved, and plenty of Spurs fans have been making their opinions known as Vassell off the inbounds pass. Launches and hits a high arcing 3 off right wing. Spurs reclaim the lead. And look at that scoreline, 45-43, and we're just now hitting the midway point of the second quarter. Going to be a high-scoring game, obviously. Hartenstein up high, handoff Mitchell, who took some contact and then tossed it to the right wing for Isaiah Joe into the game for the first time. Back for Mitchell, up the right lane line, now steps back on the baseline with a fadeaway jumper that hit the side of the backboard. San Antonio the rebound, up comes Vassell. Tosses it back to Wembanyama. Hartenstein on the perimeter defending. Out for the ball comes Vassell. They blitz Wembanyama, who scoops it to Vassell off the right arc. Vassell holding by his left hip. Crossover dribble on Joe, trying to create space. Fadeaway jumper, short corner right, misses. Rebound on the weak side, A.J. Mitchell. Oklahoma City wearing blue uniforms, white numbers, orange trim, attacking in this quarter from our right to our left. Mitchell to the right lane line, stops with a jumper, blocked by Castle, recovered by Wembanyama, thrown ahead for Harper, who then stumbles as it was nearly taken away from him by Caruso. Ball ends up out of bounds. They say it's going to stay with the Spurs. It was off Caruso last. Caruso arguing that it went off of Harper last, and he's actually won that argument. Thunder given possession, inbound it. Caruso across the timing line. On the perimeter handoff, Hartenstein, who then tried to feed it to Joe on a backdoor cut past Vassell. Vassell knew he was beaten and grabbed him, pulled him back and committed a foul on the floor. That is just the first team foul to go against San Antonio in this quarter. 4 committed by the Thunder. Every foul from here on out that they commit will send San Antonio to the line. Near side front court inbound, Hartenstein dribbles across the arc. Handoff McCain. Again back to Hartenstein, who threads a beautiful bounce pass to McCain, cutting down the lane through traffic, and McCain lays it in. And now we've got a whistle. Caruso ended up on the floor. Cameras were following McCain after that pretty setup from Hartenstein. Oh, wow, and Caruso and Castle collided just off Cornette's inbounds pass to Harper, and they've called the foul on Castle and San Antonio. So Thunder get the ball back. Caruso inbounds near side front court to Hartenstein. Top of the arc. A return for Caruso out to his left. Knifes his way in and draws another foul on his way to the rim. Wow, so San Antonio had not committed a foul in the first 6.5 minutes of this quarter, and now they've been called for 3 in what feels like the last 15 or 20 seconds. And Caruso will get free throws as that goes down in the act of shooting. Caruso has had a spectacular first couple of games of this series. First free throw is good. Averaging 24 a game to start the series, 31 in Game 1, 17 in Game 2, and a part of the 31 games in Game 1, 31 points in Game 1, 8 of 14 from 3. He's 11 of 18 from 3 across the first two games, over 60%. Second free throw is good. Thunder nose back out in front by a pair. Keldon Johnson will walk it up the floor from our left to our right. Mitchell in his hip pocket defensively. Johnson tries to shove him along into the front court. Johnson straddling right there at the timing line. Now spins his way inside, and an offensive foul called on Johnson. He was trying to work his way in, and he might have gotten a forearm up high on Mitchell, who went down immediately, and now another San Antonio foul is Johnson trying to wing his way around Mitchell. Left elbow right into the jaw of A.J. Mitchell, and that one hurt. Get an elbow to the jaw, it always is going to hurt. So here's Caruso racing back into the front court for Oklahoma City. Trades it off on the outside. Hartenstein, jab step on the perimeter. Between the legs pass for Joe, who pops a three off right wing, and he hits it. Isaiah Joe, after the between the legs feed from Hartenstein. More bench points for Oklahoma City. They're outscoring the San Antonio bench 32-10. Vassell pulls up with a right lane line jumper, glass and rim miss. Rebound Thunder. McCain leaves it for Joe on the left wing, who waves over Hartenstein. He gives it to him, top of the key. Tried that bounce pass through traffic. This time it goes off a foot. Kicked ball. And now SGA is going to return into action here for the Thunder. How about that Hartenstein between the legs pass to find Joe? Not really a nutmeg when it's not between the legs of your opponent, is it? Fancy, though, from the big man Hartenstein. SGA back in. McCain on the inbound to Hartenstein, who dribbles along the perimeter to his left, shoveled back to SGA, and now we've got an offensive foul going on SGA. He was trying to work his way around the body of Castle. Or might it be McCain on the back end? Nonetheless, it is a Thunder turnover. And here comes San Antonio back into the front court. Final 4 minutes, first half. Fox, high screen, Champagny. Fox in from the left, lost it on the elbow. He and Hartenstein dive out to get it. Now Wallace tries to tie up Fox, who's still on the floor. Finally, a whistle is blown. It'll be a jump ball, unless there was a foul called first. Now Hartenstein has his arms outstretched as if they may have just called a foul on him as he was reaching for the ball. Everybody fishing for it. And Hartenstein trying to find an official and call timeout, but no one had possession of that ball. Now De'Aaron Fox having a word with one of the officials as Lou Dort checks back in from Art Daignault's team. Victor Wembanyama remains on the San Antonio bench. It will be a jump ball between Wallace and Fox. Fox at 6'3", same as Wallace. No height advantage on the tip, and it's controlled by Wallace, who tipped it off the hands of Keldon Johnson, and it came right back to Kaysen. So the Thunder get possession with 3.5 to go in the half. SGA motors into the lane and banks it up and in on the run. What an angle he took to shoot that one in off glass. Wembanyama back at the scorer's table, set to check in at the next whistle. Meanwhile, Johnson sets the San Antonio offense. A back pass on the near side for Fox, knocked away by Wallace. He's going to stay with San Antonio. That'll allow Wembanyama to come back in. Just over 3 to go first half. Thunder with a 7-point lead. That's their largest lead so far. Trailed by as many as 15. Inbound, Wembanyama, straightaway 3 up. Line drive missed short. Rebound down to Wallace. It's 3-on-3 the other way. Wallace will apply the brakes and back it out to SGA. Hartenstein out for a high screen. SGA goes around it. Top of the circle. Dribbles forward to the foul line. Lost the dribble. Got it back from the left elbow. Wrapped up top, and we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball, and this is going to go against Oklahoma City. And that's going to lead to a timeout on the floor. Late first half, and the Thunder by 7, and Some real frustration starting to set in a little bit here for San Antonio. Ready to wind down the first half of Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. Spurs and the Thunder. Has been a really fun first half, just as the whole series has been to this point. Steph Castle into the front court, a hedge defensively by Joe. Castle top of the arc, leaps into the lane, floats it up right-handed off the back of the rim, no good. It's gathered back in by Castle, who goes back up and gets fouled on his putback attempt. So Castle getting his miss back, and a sea of hands around him. So free throws for Castle. As mentioned, this Thunder lead of 7 is their largest lead so far, after trailing by as many as 15 in the first quarter. Right out of the gates, in fact, it was 15-0. 22-point turnaround since then. Castle's first free throw is good. Amazing work with how this Spurs team is drafted. Obviously, they got Wembanyama, got lucky with the lottery there, but they have done their jobs magnificently. It's still one of the best run organizations in all of professional sports. 2 free throws from Castle and SGA the other way behind a Hartenstein screen. Sneaks his way inside against Wembanyama. Falling down jumper wouldn't go. Fox found the rebound. Diagonal cross-court feed for Champagnie into the front court. Fox is limping just a tick as he comes back up. Wembanyama, top of the circle, throws up a wild shot, trying to draw a foul on Hartenstein, and he does. And Wembanyama will go to the line. Again, San Antonio's still in the bonus. Oklahoma City is not there yet. And Hartenstein disagrees with that call. So Wembanyama with a block at one end, swatting away that attempt by SGA that I probably shouldn't say anything from SGA would have never gone, because he finds a way to make those impossible falling down shots, but that one didn't look like it had a chance the way he was falling down to the angle he was taking, but Wembanyama swatted it away anyway. Hits the first free throw, does Wembanyama, just north of 2 to go, first half. 4-point game here. Scoring is slowed down a little bit. Mentioned earlier how it was, I think it was 45-40 before we even hit the midway point of this quarter. Now things have slowed down scoring-wise. Another one at the line for Wembanyama, who, as he always does, closes his eyes with a deep breath, relaxes the shoulders before the free throw, and he irons that one in. Okay, important last 2 minutes of this first half here to see who goes to the locker room with momentum. Thunder with the ball, leading by 3. Mitchell swipes a pass to the left elbow. SGA pulls up with a jumper and pours it in. Mid-range J from Gilgeous-Alexander, which he is so good at. Makes it a 5-point game again. Here's Wembanyama bringing the ball up, directs it on a bounce pass to his left, taken there by Castle on the wing. Spins and tries to get outside of Wallace, can't, so instead gets space and shoots a fadeaway from the foul line. 15-footer missed short. Mitchell the rebound ahead. SGA blasting forward, kicks to the right corner. Wallace was open, fakes the three, cuts in, kicks out. Mitchell spinning left lane line, back out Dort. Rainbow left wing three won't fall. Vassell with the rebound, and then Wallace commits a pretty dumb foul, trying to reach in and grab it away from him 75 feet from the basket. And again, that will mean free throws as Oklahoma City is over the limit. So free throws coming. Not the foul you want to give up there, for sure. Chance for the Spurs to draw closer. With just a minute 20 left here in this first half. First free throw by Vassell is good. And Vassell able to knock down the second one as well. 3-point game. Mitchell into the front court for Oklahoma City. 11-point first half for Vassell, as Mitchell cranks it from left wing to right. SGA beyond the three, defended by Fox. SGA directs traffic, drifts left, top of the key, blitz shortly with a double. Now back to the elbow, he swings it to the left corner. Caruso got Wembanyama airborne, and then he jumped into his body to draw the foul, and he does. It'll be 3 free throws for Caruso, who got Wembanyama to bite on the head fake and took full advantage, as the 7-4 Wembanyama had to be, at least from Caruso's eyes, 12 feet in the air, tumbling towards him. Third foul of the half on Wembanyama, and Caruso with 3 foul shots hits the first. So that is certainly a situation that Mitch Johnson will have to massage carefully. One more here. 2 more, rather, at the line for Caruso. Williams back in for Oklahoma City. Holmgren goes to the bench. Haven't talked a lot about Chet Holmgren in this first half. Again, just 21 total points through the first 2 games of this series for Holmgren. Caruso missing that second free throw, and actually they only gave him 2 free throws there. Spurs with the rebound, so his foot must have been on the line, unbeknownst to yours truly. Here's Castle into the front court. Caruso squares up on him defensively. Castle directs traffic, drifts to his right. Wembanyama's calling for the ball left elbow. He gets it to him. Williams defending, 4 to shoot. Wembanyama spins inside the elbow. Pullback jumper missed short. Dort lassos in the rebound over Castle. SGA into the front court, 2-for-1 opportunity for the Thunder if they want it. Caruso in the lane, touch pass left corner, and Williams lets a 3 fly and connects on another one. Jalen Williams has 4 first-half three-pointers. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Thunder leading by 7. Fox to melt the clock down a bit. Left of the Spurs logo at midcourt. Dort is on him defensively. Fox tries to go left. Wembanyama comes out for a screen. Fox to the arc. Wembanyama gets out of his way, so Fox will toss up the 3. It's no good. A tip by Champagnie, recovered by Mitchell. 1 second to go, and a heave at the horn comes up short for Gilgeous-Alexander, and that brings an end to the first half. A first half in which the Thunder trailed 15-0, and then from that point on had a 22-point turnaround to erase the 15-point deficit and lead at the going to the locker room by 7. And it is once again the balanced scoring of this Oklahoma City team that has made all the difference, and once again the bench scoring that through the first 2 games of the series was on average 57-14 in favor of Oklahoma City. Well, their bench production in the first half here was just enormous. Jalen Williams with 14 off the bench, Caruso with 8, Joe with 3, Wallace with 6, McCain with 14, 39 total bench points for Oklahoma City to San Antonio's 10. And that has been and may continue to be the deciding factor in this game tonight and through the rest of this best-of-7 series. So halftime, it's the Thunder in front by 7, 58-51. Oklahoma City with the series lead on the line here tonight, leading on the road at the halftime break. We'll return with the second half right around the corner in Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. Get a drink, get a snack, and be back. Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Spurs out of the box led 15-0. From then on, Oklahoma City outscored San Antonio on the road 58-36, a 22-point turnaround. And we get ready for the second half to get underway from the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. The Spurs on their home floor. Can they overcome a halftime deficit and a first half where they were outplayed even on their home floor? Matthew Owens back here with you, ready for the start of the second half. Series lead on the line over the next 24 minutes. Glad to have you with us, starting our huge weekend here on the channel. From here, we'll go to Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final between Montreal and Carolina on the ice tomorrow. Sunday, of course, the greatest sporting event in the world, the Indianapolis 500, followed by the Coca-Cola World 600 at Charlotte. Memorial Day weekend, such a meaningful weekend, and obviously a huge sports weekend as well. Second half set to begin. Oklahoma City's bench, a big reason why they were able to turn it around the way they did and as quickly as they did in that first half. And obviously that is a storyline that is setting up to play out throughout this entire series as the Thunder inbound, get the second half underway. On the ball, A.J. Mitchell wrapped to the left arc for Hartenstein, handoff SGA, who gets it to Hartenstein driving down the lane, and he fiercely throws it down. A two-handed slam. Wembanyama was on SGA and was late getting back to Hartenstein on the cut. A 9-point Thunder lead, largest lead of the game for Oklahoma City. Fox pushed back all the way to the halfway line by Dort. Now Wembanyama. No-look feed right corner. Gathering. Loading up a three. Champagny has it spin off. Rebound by Dort. Outlet at SGA. Hartenstein a bit of a limp the other direction as Gilgeous-Alexander sets the offense. Right-handed dribble, puts it on the deck, pulls back, right elbow jumper over Vassell. Too strong off the heel, rebounded by Castle. Rifles a diagonal outlet feed, one-handed to Fox, who dances his way into the lane, throws up a runner that didn't even hit the rim. It's off the glass, no good. Hartenstein the rebound, outlet at SGA, hits the accelerator, pulls up at the foul line, high arcing jumper for two, wouldn't go. Wembanyama lets it ricochet out of bounds untouched. It'll go back to San Antonio off the SGA miss. Spurs wearing black uniforms, white numbers, silver trim. They attack in this second half from right to left. Here's a kick by Fox into the left corner. Three rattles off the rim from Castle, and the rebound down to the Thunder, but at the other end, Vassell steals it from Mitchell. And Vassell in transition motors to the rim and draws an immediate foul on his way in as he went motorboating his way towards the basket. Obviously, the Spurs need a lot more turnovers like that to help out their cause defensively. Free throws for Vassell. Sixth-year player out of Florida State has the first one go halfway down, pop out, and then drop back in for him. Devin Vassell. Hard to believe, 6 years it's been since he was drafted by the Spurs. First-round draft pick off that Florida State team that won the ACC regular season title and then was unable to play for the ACC tournament title or even the NCAA tournament from the events of March 2020. Hartenstein goes to the bench for Oklahoma City. One more at the line for Vassell. Spins the ball in his hand. Second free throw up. Pours it in off the front lip. Thunder by 7. And into the front court they come where it's handled by Mitchell. Castle is on him defensively. Mitchell hands it off. SGA drives up the middle. Fox knocked it away. Gilgeous-Alexander recovers. Off right wing. Swings it left. Dort lost it. Regained it. Dribble to the foul line. Pocket pass into the right corner for Caruso, who was standing and waiting to load up a three, and he knocks it down. And the Thunder have their first double-digit lead of the night. Castle outside left ranges his way past Caruso, and he draws contact and a foul on the way in. And we'll see if they give him free throws for that, because can make the case that he was going up for a shot there. We'll see. They call it on the floor. Fox to inbound near side front court. He does for Castle, who Caruso was tangled up with. Castle crossover dribble, leaps into the lane, kicks into the left corner for Fox, who drives up the left baseline, then slips. Caruso gets on the floor and swipes the ball away. Outlets for SGA, and the Thunder are on it again. Gilgeous-Alexander through traffic, drops it off to Holmgren, knifing his way up the right baseline, and he elevates for a two-handed slam, and the lead is a dozen. Champagny at the other end shoveled it back to a trailing Castle. Back to Champagny. Rises up for three off left wing. They needed it, and he delivers it. Julian Champagny from three-point range. They were hitting a lot of threes early, San Antonio. They were 8 of 17. Since then, they're just 2 of their last 8. Gilgeous-Alexander pass inside, knocked away. Steal by Castle in transition. Caruso roaring down on him, and he knocks him down. And that is a foul on Caruso, who ends up in the photographer section. Castle got up and wanted to make a beeline to him, and then I think some teammates was able to cool him down. But Caruso saw an opportunity to go at Castle, and whether he thought he was going to be able to strip the ball or he just wasn't willing to give up an easy transition layup, nonetheless, Caruso flying after Castle. Got him hard on the way up on the left wrist. And I don't think Castle appreciated it very much. He'll get free throws out of it and misses the first off back iron. Three minutes gone here in this third quarter. And Castle, who, of course, one of the top assist men in the NBA this season, but has struggled turning the ball over to start this series. Rattles in the second, goes 1 out of 2. In fact, 20 turnovers in the first 2 games of this series to 19 assists. SGA with a quick pull-up jumper off the left baseline, missed it on the fadeaway, but again, Holmgren comes parachuting in and slams it down on the putback. Quick entry feed at the other end. Wembanyama turning left, flips it up high off the glass. No. Dort came flying through for the rebound. Quick outlet for Caruso. Thunder are really rolling here. SGA outside left. Champagny defends. Filtered it into the left elbow. Holmgren back out. Gilgeous-Alexander against Champagny. Probe starts it inside for Caruso. Stolen away by Vassell. Ahead in transition, Castle, and he's fouled again on his way to the basket, this time by Mitchell. And then after the whistle, there is some pushing and shoving this time between Mitchell and Vassell, and that draws a big crowd. There's about 5 Thunder players over there, along with Fox, Castle. Wembanyama walks away. Champagny creeps in to make sure everything is okay and cooler heads have prevailed. But second time in the last couple of minutes that Castle's been out in front in transition, and he's gotten whacked from behind. First it was by Caruso. This time it's by Mitchell, and certainly we'll be going to the monitor here to iron out all of what the officials believe need to happen as a result of all of that. But that was a sea of humanity underneath the basket after Castle. Well, again, Castle, second time that's happened to him in the last couple of minutes. He didn't take overly kind to it the first time, but really didn't do anything about it. The second time, he didn't do anything about it, but it was Vassell who came in and gave a bit of a shove to A.J. Mitchell. I mean, it's 2 plays really by the Thunder, one by Caruso and one by Mitchell, that they just didn't want to give up an easy layup or a dunk. They didn't want to give up an easy basket, so they came in and kind of wrecking balled their way in, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you do have to, when you're going in to do that, you probably have to know that it's not going to be well received. But I mean, that kind of thing happened. That kind of thing wouldn't have even drawn a crowd. I mean, I don't want to be the old man yelling at a cloud, but or the one that said back in my day, but back in the 90s and prior, I don't even think either one of those would have drawn a very big crowd. That's commonplace back then. We are in a different time. So waiting to see what the verdict will be after all of that. And for now, you got Castle at the line where he makes the first. So Castle here shooting 2 free throws, and I think what we're going to get is Castle shooting a bunch of free throws here, I think, as he hits the second, because I think you're going to get him shooting 2 free throws for the shooting foul committed by Mitchell. Well, that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. So he makes his 2, and then Fox will inbound it to Castle. So they get the free throws and the ball. Now Castle puts it on the deck and goes into the lane and tried to launch a floater, and he's fouled by Caruso, who toppled on top of him. Wow. Castle's getting a lot of bodies thrown at him right now, and that's the second time it's been Alex Caruso's body. So in the end, Castle will be shooting a lot of free throws. 2 more for him, and the first one he leaves short. 1 more for Stephon Castle. National champion at UConn, defending NBA Rookie of the Year, and now this year, his sophomore year in the league, 7.4 assists per game, ranked 6th in the NBA. Hits the second one, so in that section of time, he goes 3 out of 4 from the line. Gilgeous-Alexander into the front court. Holmgren high screen. SGA knifes his way in. Running floater. Somehow he got it over the top of the outstretched hand of Wembanyama, and he knocks it in. SGA with 11 after he went scoreless in the first quarter. Here's Castle again, winding his way inside, this time against SGA, and draws a foul, and Castle will go right back to the free throw line again. Spurs are already in the bonus, by the way. Still got better than 7 minutes left in this quarter, and the Thunder are over the limit. So Castle now getting used to shooting at this free throw line on the left side of the floor. Shooting here again, and nothing but net on the first. Knicks and Cavaliers resume the Eastern Conference Final tomorrow night as it goes to Cleveland for the first time. It's at 8 o'clock. And, of course, at that same time, we'll be covering Game 2 between the Canadiens and the Hurricanes in the NHL's Eastern Conference Final. Castle hits the second free throw, so all of a sudden he's hit 5 out of 6 from the line, and it feels like only a minute's gone off the clock, if that. SGA takes a high screen at the top of the key from Holmgren, collects it and feeds Caruso right corner. Now to McCain, who steps to the lane line, misses the pull-up jumper in the mid-range. Wembanyama snaps away the rebound. Vassell in transition, in from the right, muscles his way to the rim, and his driving layup was blocked by Holmgren, but another foul is called. It's against Holmgren, and you know San Antonio fans are starting to feel a certain way now that fouls are starting to rack up on Oklahoma City. There is this belief through a lot. Actually, no. They're giving this ball back to the Thunder here, and now at the other end, Castle has bumped SGA about 40 feet away from the basket. That's a foul that goes on Castle, just the second foul against the Spurs. So now okay, I see what happened now. They just counted the basket on the other end. They called goaltending on Holmgren rather than a foul. So it's now 69-64. Carter Bryant set to check in for San Antonio, the rookie from Riverside, California. Selected 14th overall by the Spurs out of Arizona. Castle just picked up his third foul. Inbound far side front court. Jay Will, who was a sniper in that first half, gets it in. SGA against the rookie. Threads a bounce pass into the right corner. Caruso rifles it cross court into the left corner. For Holmgren, it gets knocked out of bounds, and a Spurs fan makes a nice catch on the ball over on the far side behind the bench. He's getting a lot of getting dapped up by a bunch of the fans around him. In front of the Oklahoma City bench, Caruso trying to inbound it. Jay Will gets knocked down, and we've got a foul going against Bryant. So Bryant called for the foul as he and Williams came together. And now it looks like Mark Daignault is over there with his finger pointed in the air. I think he wants to challenge. I'm not sure what he's attempting to challenge, however. I never know what's attempting to be challenged. Bryant did just run over Williams. And we will wait again. Actually, we might. Is this the verdict or?
Prior to the release of the pass, therefore this is an away from the play foul.
Okay. So, away from the play foul called on that. So you've got free throws coming up for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And he strokes in the first. Just shy of the midway point of the third quarter. 6-point lead here for the Thunder. Game is ground to a halt here. So they gave SGA one free throw because of the away from the play foul. He makes it. Now they inbound it to him off left wing. Off the elbow, wrapped back up top. And McCain strokes in a three. Now the bench production only grows for Oklahoma City as McCain, who can really hit them from out there, knocks down the three. Wembanyama collides into Holmgren at the other end of the paint. And it's a blocking foul called on Holmgren. And that'll lead to a timeout on the floor as we're inside the last 7 minutes of the third quarter. Hopefully we can get a flow back into this game because it has grinded to a halt here of late, here in quarter number 3. Victor Wembanyama shooting free throws out of this timeout. First foul shot by Wembanyama is good. Thunder by 8, as you can see. Just over half of the third quarter left. Oklahoma City and their depth really shining as it has each of the first 2 games of this series, doing so again tonight. The differential in bench scoring is 35 in favor of the Thunder. Wembanyama hits the second free throw. He hits a pair. 7-point game. Free throw line McCain. Tosses left on the wing Williams. Back out for SGA. SGA drives inside. Locates Holmgren out of the right corner. Extra pass Wallace right wing. Now Williams. Toss left corner. McCain on the drive against Wembanyama. Shovels it up and scores. And then flexes on his way down the floor. McCain having a terrific game. At the other end, spinning to the right elbow is Harper. Chisels inside through a bunch of traffic, elevates to the rim. Williams thought he had a clean block, but there's a whistle, and it will send Harper to the line. Of course, talking about the depth of this Oklahoma City team, they have it in bunches. Harper hits the first free throw, but again, no J-Dub tonight. Jalen Williams out with that left hamstring injury that he first suffered early in the first-round series against Phoenix, re-aggravated it on Wednesday night, only played 7 minutes in that game. Harper has the second free throw roll off the rim. It's J-Will, the other Jalen Williams, if you will, with the rebound. SGA will bring it up. Bryant in his hip pocket defensively. SGA gets a screen to get past him. Pocket pass into the left corner. Wallace rises up for 3 at a clean look at it. Spins off the rim, no good. Rebound tracked down by the rookie Harper, dealing with his own injuries, but playing tonight at the foul line. Back to a trailing Bryant. Bryant pitched it into the left corner, Wembanyama. Now Bryant on the wing. Crossover dribble, attacks Holmgren, goes to the rim. The runner, glass and rim miss. Comes off the front of the rim to SGA. Ahead McCain, spots up a 3. Right wing, no. Rebounded by Vassell, who climbed the ladder higher than Wallace. Vassell swings it cross court. Bryant back up top. Vassell around the horn. Off right wing, Harper. Holmgren on him defensively. Wembanyama calling for it. Short corner right, he's got it. J-Will defending. Wembanyama jab step, takes a jumper over him. Left it well short. Rebound snatched two-handed by Holmgren. Oklahoma City ball 8-point lead with just over 5 to go in the third. Wembanyama, tough shooting night. That makes him 2 of 7 from the field. He only has a dozen. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside left. Hits the accelerator on Bryant, then hits the brakes on the elbow, leans into contact and draws a foul. There's the patented move. And the rookie Bryant got caught in the sauce of the 2-time reigning NBA MVP, becoming only the 13th player to win back-to-back MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, first since Nikola Jokic. Of course, that wasn't very long ago, 2021 and 22. SGA's first free throw good, foul on Bryant, his third. Luke Cornett checks back in for San Antonio. He hasn't played a lot tonight. Fox is in as well for San Antonio. 32-8 on their home floor this season. Wembanyama to the bench. Gets a breather as Cornett checks in for him. Hartenstein is back in for Oklahoma City. As ever with the NBA, taking an absolute age for this second free throw to be taken. Lou Dort now checks back in for the Thunder. I mean, SGA has stood there flicking his wrist, practicing this free throw for 2.5 minutes. Perhaps he'll finally be able to take it. He does and makes it. The lead grows back up to 10 here. 14 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all coming after the first quarter in which he went scoreless as the pass ahead into the front court by Harper is slapped out of bounds by Gilgeous-Alexander. 16 on the shot clock as the Spurs will inbound it. McCain to the bench for Oklahoma City. What a good game Jared McCain has played tonight. Inbounded for Fox. They blitz him up top. Out of his hands to Vassell. Right wing up for three. Missed it too strong. SGA a tip back. Fox, though, snatched it away. Now back to Vassell. Fakes a three left wing. Drives in as he closed out the push out and then went right to the rim and scored on a reverse layup plus a foul on Dort. That's a tough basket by Vassell. Foul is on Dort. It was a good shot fake so he could drive the closeout of SGA. But Dort still made him earn it, and he did. Glanced off the window and in on the wild reverse. Vassell trying to complete the three-point play, and he does. 77-70 here. Williams will bring the ball up. Hartenstein creates a little bit of space for him against Harper, but Harper's right back on him as Wallace clips across the timing line and gives it to Gilgeous-Alexander to Hartenstein off the screen, rolls to the basket, and he gets grabbed back by Cornett, and Hartenstein will go to the line. Cornett trying to give valuable minutes here with Wembanyama on the bench, but he's just sent Hartenstein to the line. Of course, Hartenstein not the best free throw shooter, 61% for the regular season. 10 points and 13 rebounds for Hartenstein in 27 minutes in Game 2 after he played just 12 minutes in the first game and had just 2 points. Missed the first free throw. Back rim. 4.5 to go here in this third quarter. Thunder lead is 7. Hartenstein's second free throw is good. He goes 1 out of 2. And here come the Spurs from our right to our left. Black uniforms, white number, silver trim. On their home floor, Harper jets to his right on the elbow, feeds right corner, Bryant. Return for Harper, jab step at Wallace, rises for three, and he snaps the net from distance. Those threes were falling all over the place in the first quarter for San Antonio. Not much since then. SGA in the lane, wraps it out, left wing. Wallace tries to answer, no, left it short. Offensive rebound, Dort. Reload, SGA up top. Clean look at the three. He rattles it home. Gilgeous-Alexander hits the triple off the offensive rebound. Here's Harper backpedaling up top. Joe is on him defensively. Harper spins right round him. Locates Bryant. Clean look at a left corner three. Around the rim and out. A swirling miss. Dort the rebound. Hopped it ahead in transition for Wallace. Wallace outside left. Zigzagging drive on Vassell. Right to the rim he goes. There's a foul on the floor. Shot will not count. But Oklahoma City now in the bonus, so both teams over the limit. Free throws coming up. So at the line for the Thunder, Wallace able to knock down the first. Jason Wallace out of the University of Kentucky, one of the top theft artists in the NBA this season, ranked 3rd in the league in steals per game at 1.9. Wembanyama back in after laboring for 86 minutes across the first 2 games of this series, and he's already played 25 tonight with still a lot more to go. The minutes conversation about Wembanyama was all over the place after he played all those minutes in Game 1. It was 49 minutes in that double overtime game. Wallace hits both of his free throws. Fox will bring the ball up, right-handed dribble. Dort checks up on him defensively. Wembanyama high screen. Fox a drive. Hits it back to Wembanyama trailing. He two-hands it to the left corner. Johnson dribbles across the lane. Lost the ball, got it back. Now rises up and goes to the rim against Dort and draws a foul. Free throws coming up for Keldon Johnson. Trying to cut into what is a 10-point Thunder lead. Series lead on the line over the next 15 minutes and change here as Dort goes to the official on the far side looking for an explanation for that whistle. Johnson's first free throw is good. Brent Barnaky along with Mark Davis, Courtney Kirkland, and Justin Van Duyn, the officials tonight. One more for Johnson at the foul line here. Keldon Johnson, another one of those former Kentucky Wildcats. They're a good amount in this series. Mentioned Wallace earlier, De'Aaron Fox, of course. Second free throw is good. Kentucky represented well in the Western Conference Final. Obviously, SGA as well. Oh, boy. Harper just committed a bad foul on Caruso. Just a couple of paces inside the midcourt stripe. Harper commits a foul, so Caruso will shoot at the line. Both teams in the bonus for the last 3-minute stretch here of the quarter. So after just getting 2 free throws at the other end, they'll give up 2 to Caruso. But he misses the first, does Caruso, 80% foul shooter. 2 times an NBA champion. Alex Caruso, of course, last year with the Thunder and then in the bubble with the Lakers in 2020. Has been spectacular to start this series. Second free throw swirls in for Caruso. Lead at 9. Fox dribbles ahead into the front court. Spurs have taken 17 free throws in this quarter. Fox slips his way inside the foul line, now goes right to the rim. Hartenstein late getting over, and Fox finger rolls it in. And a timeout taken here by San Antonio. Just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Commercial breaks tonight are taking an absolute age. And isn't it bad enough that the game didn't tip off until just after 8:30 Eastern, but now every commercial's taking seemingly forever. Anyway, we press on. Just felt the need to mention that. Not as if it'll change anything. That last time out, by the way, taken by Oklahoma City. I misspoke and said San Antonio. Thunder bring it up. Hartenstein feeds it up top with SGA, dribbling off the left wing, creeps to the top of the circle. Directed right corner. Caruso catches, puts up a three, and splashes it down. Caruso off balance out of the corner. Gets the three to fall. 87-77 at the other end. Fox jacks up a three, trying to answer. It wouldn't fall for him. Hartenstein, the defensive rebound, outletted for Dort. And SGA brings it up. Quickly doubled. Dort feeds it around the horn. Right wing McCain fakes on a pass. Dribbles in against Fox. Forced back outside. SGA with Johnson on him. Outside left. He'll drive in. Stop in the short corner. And we get a whistle. Foul going against San Antonio. We are just about to the point of having 30 combined free throw attempts in this quarter. That foul on Johnson, who had a fistful of jersey, trying to defend Gilgeous-Alexander. Fourth foul on Keldon Johnson. And Gilgeous-Alexander makes his first free throw. One more for SGA. Two-time reigning MVP. Went scoreless in the first quarter. He's got 18 since then, and also has dropped 10 assists in this game. Okay, I'll complain about the timing of everything again. Why does it take 2 minutes between free throw attempts? Good Lord. Finally, the second one is taken, and it's made. The lead is up to 12. And here comes De'Aaron Fox into the offensive end. Wembanyama sets a high screen. Fox threads it back to him. Wembanyama on the attack. Fall-away jumper. Bounces off the iron and goes in, plus a foul on Holmgren. Chance at a three-point play for Wembanyama. Fox with the assist on that nice threaded pass to him. So Wemby to the line. Holmgren with his arms outstretched and a puzzled look on his face after the foul. Wembanyama's and one free throw is good. 9-point game. It'll be brought up the floor by Jared McCain, who Oklahoma City acquired in the middle of the season from Philadelphia. Backpedaling his way into the front court. Fox nearly picked his pocket. McCain keeps the dribble alive and drives up the middle, goes right at Johnson. And to the basket, McCain shovels it off the glass and in. What a great game he's played. He's got 15 points. Meanwhile, Castle far corner, back out to the wing. Three launched around the rim, and it will not go for Champagnie. Leaks off the rim into the hands of Gilgeous-Alexander, who accelerates forward, stops on the left elbow. Ropes it outside. Williams feeds it. Left wing McCain up for three. Line drive missed short. Rebound Fox. Nearly stolen by Dort. Recovered off the floor by Johnson. Diagonal along for Castle. Castle crossover dribble trying to get rid of SGA. Turns it back to a trailing Johnson who shows it. Now takes an open three. Swirling miss. Rebound popcorns around to Johnson. Make that Williams. Fox is hobbled at the other end. SGA accelerates inside. Has it knocked out of bounds by Johnson. It will stay with Oklahoma City, and Fox is really struggling here. He's limping back to the San Antonio bench. And this is really, really scary to see if you're a San Antonio fan. Fox, who's been dealing with that right ankle sprain, hobbled off here as it looked like in that last exchange when the ball was free, he went down to the floor to try to pick it up, and he and Dort had it coming together. Thunder on the inbound. Left arc SGA. Shoulders in on Castle, who he got airborne and then leaned into him and drew the foul. SGA ends up on the floor. When he gets back up, he'll go to a familiar place. That's the free throw line. Meanwhile, Fox on the San Antonio bench getting looked at. Again, it's a high ankle sprain on the right foot that he has been dealing with and courageously out there playing tonight. Gilgeous-Alexander to the line, and he hits the first. Thunder's lead only continuing to grow. It's at 12. Meanwhile, the training staff on the San Antonio bench has left De'Aaron Fox to be on his own on the bench right now. SGA hits the second free throw. Under a minute to go here in the third. Thunder by 13. SGA 7 of 7 from the line of this corner. Here's Castle in from the right elbow, throwing up a lob over the top. Wembanyama with a lackadaisical left-handed slam of it. 17 for Wembanyama. Some pressure by San Antonio, beaten quickly. McCain jumps it ahead. Williams back for McCain. And now a centered ball for Gilgeous-Alexander on the Spurs logo at midcourt. Drives on Vassell, kicks left wing. McCain rises up, another three, skips off the cup, no good. Rebound up for grabs, and then a whistle and a foul going for the loose ball. Foul is on San Antonio, and it's going to send Holmgren to the line. Wembanyama just dunking a Nerf ball. Foul was on Johnson. That's his fifth. Holmgren hits the first free throw, so real foul trouble here for San Antonio. Now, Wembanyama's gone this entire quarter without picking up a fourth, but now you've got Fox, who's clearly in a lot of pain over there on the bench, and now Keldon Johnson has 5 fouls with still the fourth quarter to go. Holmgren able to hit the second free throw. 2 of 2 for Chet Holmgren. Inbound comes to Harper. We have now, by the way, crossed over 30 free throw attempts combined in this quarter. Thunder have attempted 15. Spurs have attempted 18. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock, maybe 4.5 seconds. Harper up high, Dort defends, bounce pass on the perimeter, far side Wembanyama on the deck, drives at Hartenstein, he turns back with a fadeaway jumper as the shot clock was winding down, and he hits it. Inbound SGA, bounce to Holmgren, far side, pushed ahead, Hartenstein throws up a three at the horn, and he misses it wide right. He doesn't take a lot of threes, it's the first one he's attempted in the playoffs. End of the third quarter, it's the Thunder by 11, 95-84. They have turned a 15-point first quarter deficit into an 11-point lead through 3, and the Spurs are going to have to come from double digits down in the fourth on their home floor to claim the series lead. Fourth quarter coming up. quarter to go. Game 3, Western Conference Final. 11-point lead for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Fourth quarter underway with San Antonio bringing the ball up the floor, and charging into the lane straight away goes Harper. And through traffic, a whistle comes in, and they're going to say it's Thunder ball. So a San Antonio turnover to start the fourth, their 11th of the game as they trail by 11. Here's Isaiah Hartenstein sneaking inside the left elbow. Back out, Holmgren dribbles into the paint. Off the right side of the paint, fadeaway jumper's good. Holmgren in the mid-range pushes the Thunder lead to 13. San Antonio at the other end. Champagnie scooped it on the perimeter. Castle dribbles to his right inside the arc, swings it back. Champagnie up left wing three, comes up short, and it's all Oklahoma City on the rebound with Hartenstein. Far side of the floor, it's brought up by Wallace. Now Hartenstein off left wing, straddles the arc. Bounce pass for McCain is stolen. Vassell with a steal, 4-on-3. Vassell behind the back dribble. He loses the handle. Castle recovers it. He goes in like a wrecking ball to the rim and goes airborne and draws a foul. And Castle, who spent a lot of time in the third quarter at the free throw line, will head back now. Hartenstein is making his case that turnover at the other end should have been a kicked ball on Wembanyama. No such call. And now Castle will shoot free throws at the other end. He take 8 free throws in that third quarter, did Castle. He's missed this one short. We had over 30 combined free throw attempts in the third quarter. Grinding this game really to an absolute halt. Castle at the line again. And he rattles in the second. San Antonio had an electric start, got the home crowd going early, but ever since kind of the first 5 or 6 minutes, it's been all Oklahoma City. Here's McCain off a screen with a right wing three. Goes too strong. Rebound to Castle and pushed ahead for Harper. Hits the spin button to get around McCain. Goes right to the rim against Holmgren, who stood his ground. And the leaner misses off glass and rim. 1 and out go the Spurs. Thunder have it again. Hartenstein top of the arc. Holds and dribbles right. Handoff Wallace. Pins up the middle. Kick left corner. McCain lets another one fly. And he snaps the net on another three with a corner pocket hit. Timeout taken. San Antonio. Jared McCain having a tremendous game. Thunder win the race to 100, and they lead by 15 after trailing earlier by 15. A 30-point turnaround on the road in favor of the Thunder. reminder here on the channel tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Game 2 of the NHL's Eastern Conference Final, Montreal and Carolina. Canadiens with a dazzling performance on the road last night to take Game 1 in Raleigh. Hurricanes on home ice will try to even the series at 1. That's tomorrow night at 8. Sunday, we're going to need some help from Mother Nature, it would seem. But Sunday we've got the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Scheduled broadcast time right now is 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Could change based on weather. And then, of course, later that night, the Coca-Cola World 600. Spurs inbound out of the timeout. They now trail by 15. Largest Oklahoma City lead of the night. De'Aaron Fox is back on the floor. And on the drive, he whips it one-handed to the right corner for Vassell. It's deflected out of bounds into row 1, where a fan wearing a Wembanyama shirt makes a nice catch and then throws the ball back out to the floor. In front of the Spurs bench, far side front court, Vassell inbounding in for Cornette, outside right, straddling the arc, turns and hands it off Fox, drives up the middle, stops on a dime, turns around, wheel around jumper off the foul line, good, 15-footer in the mid-range. Fox still hobbling around a bit with that injured right ankle, gets the shot to fall. When he's been on the floor, he's been productive. Here's McCain, left-handed pass off the wing, taken by Holmgren. Champagnie right on him, shoveled back to McCain, who's had a great game. Knifes inside, running floater off the front of the rim and down for Jared McCain, having a spectacular night off the bench with 20 points. Fox back into the front court. Wembanyama sets a screen. Fox wraps it to him. Straight on three. Wembanyama off the heel. Long rebound tracked down by Vassell. Helped on to Fox. Turned to the left corner. Champagnie rises up and knocks down a three. They need more of those to fall to overcome this 12-point gap over the next 9 minutes and change. Champagnie splashes down a triple. SGA back to the scorer's table, set to check in at the next whistle as Holmgren muscles in, slings it outside. Caruso dribbles across the lane. Back to the perimeter, McCain, timer at 3. McCain drives, hangs, fadeaway jumper, partially blocked by Vassell, taken by Cornette, outletted for Fox, ripped away by Caruso, and out of bounds into the hands of NBC Sports' Reggie Miller, and they're saying it's belonging to Oklahoma City. Last off of Fox before it ricocheted to Miller, who made a nice play on the ball alongside Mike Tirico. Mike Tirico and Jamal Crawford, of course. Nice play on the bounce by Reggie. Inbound SGA. Winds out to his left. Vassell trying to lock him down defensively. Swings it right wing. McCain's free to fire again. Three comes up short. Cornette spiked the rebound into the ground. Then he got grabbed by Hartenstein. Foul on the floor goes against Hartenstein there. So the Spurs, in the end, do get a stop. Now can they take advantage of the empty possession from the Thunder? Hartenstein checks out to get a breather after picking up his 5th foul. Johnson with 5 fouls for San Antonio. Hartenstein picking up his 5th for Oklahoma City. Jalen Williams back in for the Thunder. Fox sets the offense, zigzags down the middle, in the lane, tried to dump it off underneath for Cornette. Stolen by Wallace. On the break, it's 2-on-2. Wallace hits the brakes at the foul line, shoots it over to McCain, left wing, launches a 3, comes up short. Rebound comes right to Fox, and Fox will walk it up. Wallace picks him up defensively. Fox directing traffic. Feeds Vassell off the right wing. Looped it in. Wembanyama, right baseline. Pulls up with a jumper over Williams and drops it down. Wembanyama with the midi. 10-point margin. 8 minutes left. 102-92. Wembanyama with 21. SGA behind the back dribble on Vassell. Dancing his way to the right elbow. Backpedals back to the perimeter. Shot clock hitting single figures. SGA left-handed dribble. Vassell poked it away. Gilgeous-Alexander the recovery. Vassell's all over him. And now they call a foul with the shot clock inside of 5. Vassell on the reach. He was all over him that entire trip. Ends up getting called for the foul well inside the shot clock. Vassell picking up his 3rd. Caruso set to check back in for Oklahoma City. He'll replace McCain, who has had a dazzling performance tonight. McCain picked up midseason from Philadelphia, played 37 games as a Sixer. Inbound SGA, short corner left, out to Holmgren. Left wing three is blocked by Champagnie, who came flying out of nowhere. Swats away the Holmgren three. Stays with Oklahoma City. McCain only had 5 games in the regular season where he scored over 20, season high 26 with the Thunder at Brooklyn in March. SGA, pullback three, around the rim and out off the inbounds pass, but a foul is called, and he'll shoot 3. The foul is on Castle. As once again, Gilgeous-Alexander draws yet another foul. 5th foul on Castle, 3rd player in this game to get to the 5-foul mark. First free throw is good. 2 fouls each side here so far in this 4th, which as you see has just north of 7.5 left in it. Fox goes back to the bench to get a breather. It's been a heroic performance from Fox tonight. As he rattles in the second free throw, does Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, coming into this game, shooting just 40% from the field in the series, 19 of 48. Tonight he's also under 50% at 6 of 14, but he's been at the foul line a lot. As he knocks the second one down, 13-point game, 24 points and 10 helpers for SGA. As San Antonio on offense, Champagnie up high, twisting his way inside and then dumping it off underneath for Cornette, who got a clean look, and he lays it in. Speaking of those SGA free throws, now 10 of 10 from the line tonight. Threads a bounce pass to Williams at the other end. 2-hand pass left wing. Wallace rises up, open look at a 3, miss short. Caruso tried to run down the rebound, but Champagnie grabbed it before Caruso could get there. Here's Wembanyama now. Steps back left wing 3. Can't drop it down. Tap follow wouldn't go on the first attempt. The second one does for Vassell. That brings the margin down to 9, and we get a timeout. Well, Wembanyama was really trying to light the lamp of intensity and energy with that 3. It wouldn't go, but Vassell on the tap follow gets it to drop. It's a Thunder timeout. It's a Thunder lead of 9. They've controlled this game ever since the middle portions of the first quarter. Can they finish it, though, and grab the lead of the series for the first time? Thunder took the last timeout, back underway out of said timeout. McCain, who's had a big night with 20 points off the bench, brings it up, gives to SGA, back for McCain, cuts in for the left, pull-up foul line, jumper over, Wembanyama is good. McCain with 22. Mentioned his season high in scoring was 26 in a game in March at Brooklyn with the Thunder. Came over from Philadelphia. Harper at the other end drives, pulls up at the foul line, jumper left short. Caruso airborne for the rebound. Here comes Oklahoma City. Up 11. Trying to put the Spurs away as we hit the midway point of the fourth. SGA yo-yo dribble left-handed right of the midcourt logo. Slashes left. Champagnie switches onto him. SGA bounce pass left elbow. Caruso scooped it. McCain drives baseline. Kick right wing. Williams up for three. And with the shot clock winding down, he pours it in plus a foul. J. Will explodes another three. As he did for the entirety of the first half, he snipes another one, and the foul is on Cornette. Jalen Williams and the guy that we were just talking about, Jared McCain, really the reason that the Thunder have been in control of this game the way they have, basically since after the first 6 minutes of this game. It's been all Oklahoma City. 4-point play completed. The lead is 15. And without the other Jalen Williams, J. Will has been terrific. San Antonio needing shots to fall. Champagnie jacks up a quick three out of the left corner, and he missed it way off to the right. Rebound Thunder. And boy, San Antonio fans have lacked energy ever since that big start, and they don't have much to get on their feet about right now. Champagnie again switches on to SGA, who pulls back with a left arc three, comes up short, rebound Harper, outletted far side of the floor, Fox. Wallace picks him up. Screen comes from Champagnie. Fox dances, works his way in, off the right block, goes up, blocked by SGA. Recovery by Fox, out to Harper, left wing three, stroked up, no. Back tap for the rebound, it popcorns around, and we've got a whistle. And a foul going against the Thunder. It's against Williams, grabbing the jersey of Wembanyama. That 4-point play by Williams, the play of the night to this point. And now San Antonio with about 5 minutes left. They basically got to play a perfect game from here on out. Inbound to Vassell, far side front court. Return for Fox right arc. Screen Wembanyama. Fox steps around it, shoots a three. Way too strong. McCain locates the rebound off the floor and immediately puts it into the hands of Gilgeous-Alexander. Thunder are 5 minutes away from a road win to take their first series lead. SGA from the right of the midcourt logo. Puts his head down, drives on Vassell. Pulls up, left elbow jumper, no. Rebound lassoed in Champagnie. Two-handed the outlet, Harper. Harper against Caruso. Spins it back to a trailing Champagnie. Return for Harper. Head of the arc. Jab step at McCain. Back to the right wing. Around the horn now. Fox entry feed. Wembanyama spins inside. Gets his arm slapped by Williams. And Wembanyama finishes through the contact. And one opportunity for Wembanyama, who has been silenced tonight, at least as far as what his first two performances were of this series, especially game one with that magical 41-24 game. He'll go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play to make it a 12-point game. Foul on Williams, his third. Wembanyama lets the shoulder sink down, relaxes his body, and hits the free throw. 111-99. It is a 12-point lead for Oklahoma City. That last foul by Williams does put the Spurs in the bonus from here on out. Wallace takes a high screen from SGA, wraps a left-handed pass to the far wing. Taken by Wallace, entry feed SGA, back to the right corner, Caruso. Now McCain hits the spin button on Wembanyama, leaves it underneath. Wallace had the rim covered by Wembanyama, backpedals, 2 to shoot. Wallace rises up for 3, no, he thought he got fouled by Wemby, there was no whistle. Rebound down to San Antonio, Castle shovels it up top, Harper, back to Castle, Jitterbugs right wing. If there's a comeback to be had, the time better be now to start it, and Champagnie wrestles his way into the rim from the left, swirls in the muscle-up shot. Timeout taken. It's a 10-point game. 111 to 101. Tough finish at the rim from Champagnie. And it's down to 10. And is there one final push left here from the Spurs? We'll find out. Timeout on the floor. Under 4 to go. Series lead on the line in the Western Conference Final. So here we go, 3:50 left. Thunder bring it up the floor out of the timeout. They've got 2 remaining. San Antonio with 3. Gilgeous-Alexander into the front court. Outside left blitz with a double. Bounce pass left elbow. Caruso down the lane. Floater partially blocked. Out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say that's going to go to San Antonio. Wow. I wonder if there might be a challenge of that. Because if it was blocked, no one else touched it. We do have a timeout being taken by San Antonio, which is very interesting. Of course, they have to use it before 3 minutes, before the 3-minute mark. So Mitch Johnson choosing to use it now. Comes right after the Oklahoma City timeout. So Jared McCain with a 22-point night off the bench. He has been spectacular. The entire Oklahoma City bench has been great. They have 5 players in double-digit scoring, and 3 have come off the bench. McCain's 22, Jalen Williams 18, and Alex Caruso 15. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leads Oklahoma City scorers with 24. Victor Wembanyama leads San Antonio scorers. He's got 24. Vassell with 20 for the Spurs. Fox with 15 in his first game of the series. Castle with 14. All 5 of their starters, along with Champagnie with 10 in double figures, but not a single bench player in double figures scoring. San Antonio, again, that depth continuing to play a huge role. They only have 18 bench points. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City is 66. I mean, that difference is huge. Spurs out of the timeout, bring it ahead. Castle centers for Wembanyama on the perimeter. Dribble handoff for Harper up high. Harper swings it right. Catch and shoot 3. Vassell has it clink off. Hartenstein has the rebound. That was a big trip there, and the Thunder get a stop. SGA will bounce it ahead for Caruso. Now the return for Gilgeous-Alexander. Champagnie over him. Oh, and a foul called on Champagnie. 40, 45 feet away from the basket. Fox is going to check back in, and that foul will be the last one before the Thunder will get in the bonus. Spurs are already there. Now the Thunder are there, so it's free throws from here on out on any foul. Caruso to trigger in far side front court. He spins it in for Gilgeous-Alexander, who accelerates to the left elbow. Shut off by Wembanyama. Played it to the left corner, Caruso. The return SGA. Running floater, no. Foul called on Vassell. So SGA will go back to the line. So a big stop by the Thunder defense at one end. And then at the very next trip back up, SGA draws another foul. Back to a familiar place he will go. That's the foul line. He's not missed from the free throw line tonight. 10 of 10. First one here is good. Lead is 11. One more for Gilgeous-Alexander. He sinks the second. 113 to 101. 12 of 12 from the line now, SGA, and they've all come in the second half. Remember, he was scoreless in the first half. Wembanyama soars into the basket, and with the right hand, glances it in off glass on the run. Some backcourt pressure here from San Antonio. They beat it with Hartenstein dumping it forward for Caruso. Gilgeous-Alexander blitz with a double. Cross-court feed finds Wallace. Wide open left corner. Three is good! Cason Wallace drills it! And that could be the kill shot. It's a 13-point game, 2:20 left. At the other end, Wembanyama spins, steps back left wing, won't take the three. Hartenstein all over him. Someone needs to come help Wembanyama out. Finally, Castle does. He gets it on a handoff off left wing. He'll hoist up a three. That clinks hard off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound found by Wallace. Oklahoma City 2 minutes away from claiming the series lead for the first time in this Western Conference final. McCain, who's been a maestro tonight, pinned on the far sideline there by Champagnie, and Mark Daignault was over there asking where's the foul. Finally, he gets the whistle that he was wanting, as Champagnie was trying to poke it away from McCain for a good while before the foul was finally called. And that seems to be all the Spurs fans need to see tonight. In their colorful Fiesta-themed shirts, a lot of them are peeling away towards the exits. McCain hits the first free throw. What a night. And yeah, Mitch Johnson is going to go all the way into his bench right here, which will include the likes of Mason Plumlee, Bismack Biyombo, Kelly Olynyk, Jordan McLaughlin. Mitch Johnson, with 1:50 left in this game, has waved the white flag. Lindy Waters is also in. Full 5-man rotation change. McCain able to hit the second free throw. McLaughlin brings it up for San Antonio. McCain defends. Bounce pass left wing, Waters. Olynyk had it knocked away. Wallace a steal. Flipped it ahead. SGA in transition to the rim. Plumlee wasn't going to give him an easy one, and SGA misses. McLaughlin the rebound. Pushed ahead, Waters. Fires away a three. No. Offensive foul. Wallace got shoved to the floor. Buck and a half left. And the Thunder are heading towards a road victory in Game 3 to cancel out San Antonio's road win in Game 1. And the Thunder are going to have the lead in this series heading towards Sunday's Game 4, which will tip off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which we may have for you on the channel if Charlotte were to get rained out. Chances of that right now seem likely, so stay tuned. Mark Daignault going deep into his bench now, as the Thunder inbound it. Nikola Topic dribbles it ahead. Isaiah Joe is into the game. Jalen Williams, along with Kenrich Williams, who handles and gives back to Topic. And from the foul line, Topic prances in. Layup wouldn't go. Plumlee with a rejection, but the putback is there for Kenrich Williams. 17-point game. This is going to be by far the largest margin of victory so far in this series. Final minute, Kelly Olynyk. Reversal to the left corner. McLaughlin skips a bounce pass in for Plumlee. Back out to McLaughlin out of the left corner. Shot clock at 5. Drives up the left baseline on Wiggins. Dumps it underneath. Plumlee lays it up, and it hangs on the rim and drops in for the suddenly 36-year-old Mason Plumlee, which makes many feel old, including yours truly. Kenrich Williams into the front court, playing in his 7th game of these playoffs. Two-handed pass to the right wing. Isaiah Joe, defended by Waters, steps back, feeds it left. Williams lets the three go. He drains it. Kenrich Williams hits the three. Just about bang on shot clock and game clock. Spurs on offense. Biombo, high screen for Waters. Pokes it into the right corner. Plumlee back to the near side in the corner. Olynyk drains a three. Kelly Olynyk with a three-point hit. 7-footer in his 13th year in the league out of Gonzaga. Topic will bring it up, and we'll let this go all the way down to triple zeros, and Oklahoma City has won Game 3 on the road. The Thunder thrust their dominance on the road and now lead this Western Conference final 2-1. And again, the story of this game and what is becoming the story of this series is the Oklahoma City bench outpacing the bench of San Antonio at an alarming rate. Through the first 2 games of this series, bench scoring on average was 57-14 in favor of Oklahoma City. In this game, even a wider margin. Of course, there were some garbage time points scored by Kenrich Williams in the end, but the Oklahoma City bench tonight scores 76 points. That compared to San Antonio with just 20. That 76 bench points is a franchise playoff record, as you may have expected. That includes their days in Seattle as the Supersonics. 23 bench points, by the way, for the Spurs, not 20 after that late three by Olynyk. So now a 76-23 advantage in bench scoring for Oklahoma City in this game. And for the series, it just is a stunning margin. Game 4 of this series is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday night. Again, if we're not racing in Charlotte Sunday night, we'll bring you Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. So we'll see if we'll have that for you on Sunday night or not. Depends on what Mother Nature says. But here tonight in San Antonio, the Thunder on the road take it 123-108, and they snatch the lead of the series for the first time. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on the channel. NHL Eastern Conference Final Game 2, Montreal and Carolina. Sunday, of course, Indianapolis and Charlotte. If Charlotte rains out, we'll bring you Spurs and Thunder. Until then, we say good night. Stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Have a good rest of your Friday night, and enjoy a safe and meaningful Memorial Day weekend. Good night.